Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. So Kashtira is finally out on Master Duel, so let's take a look. It's not the full support just yet, right? What is it? The field spell, the hero lives, their boss exceed to Riseheart. You know, the second wave still needs to come for Kashtira. So running it pure, like we see, you know, for the moment in the TCG for a short while still, you know, waiting for the ban list. I'm not so sure when we, you know, could expect this new support or the second wave for Kashtira here on Master Duel, but for now you can't play, you know, pure Kashtira. You need to find other options, other hybrids, and before, like in a TCG and OCG, we got like the first wave of Kashtira cards. There were some texts like potential decks as well you could play featuring the Kashtira cards, but on Master Duel, where pretty much everything is still legal, you can do some silly stuff, like really silly stuff. So as you see, like a couple of, it's insanely hard with this deck to get actually to get actual good replays, as in replays where the opponent doesn't scoop when you drop Tomahawk or when you drop Auroradon. Rightfully so, by the way. You know, I would do the same if I don't have Imperm or Maxx C, and you know I don't have Called By and stuff, like, you know, the mini game. Specifically that, right? So, I mean, this is standard, you know, Auroradon, for whatever reason, Auroradon with O-line is still legal. Okay, Helki is banned, but Tomahawk is also legal for whatever reason. So this asks to be abused, right? So these lines are not new. Yazi, you know, fetches one of your worms from the deck. For example, your Tennis. They aren't that, because going first or second, they'll, you know, they're just level 7s on the field, right? That's basically this deck. It's a huge rank 7, level 7 pile. I was running punks, a small punk package in the beginning as well, you know, any level 7 plus punk. Zeamin is a level 10 synchro play. So that's really cool, right? With Chengying, the level 10 Swordsoul synchro that also banishes face down, could also trigger Shangri-la. So this is basically like the concept. So any 2 level 7s equals this field. And then you have 3 other cards in your hand, which could potentially be extenders. With extenders, you could potentially make another rank 7 here in this, at least on this field. And that's of course your Mind Hacker, you know, the one that banishes 1 card from your opponent's extra deck face down, and then you can start zone locking. So as you know, the full zone lock here on Master Duel is it's not allowed, not yet possible, right, with the full support. Now it's more so of a grindy-ish deck. I'm running this card. The card is called Psi-Beast. It's a cheap card, but is it normal or rare? And, you know, when we got the first wave of support in both TCG and OCG, Psi-Beast was like a solid, I mean, rank 7 enabler, I guess. It sadly only works upon normal summons, so it's just a level 2 that when normal summons, you can banish a psychic type from your deck. I'm looking at Fenrir, looking at Unicorn, and then your Psi-Beast will get the same level, so level 7. So again, it's basically one of the few normal summons the deck has. I dropped the Punk engine, by the way, but it's something that, you know, you can think about. It just fuels your rank 7 plays, plus it banishes the Kashtira phase up. So let's say if you have like Birth of the Kashtira or Kashtira Birth, you can just reborn that banished Kashtira back to the field. So I think it's an excellent addition for the deck. Dragonities going second. I think Dragonities can end on a bigger board than this. I did have evenly, I mean, as you saw, like going second, you know, the standard stuff, triple S, triple Maxx C, and triple evenly and triple Dark Ruler, definitely. Because again, any 2 card, any level 7s, 2 level 7s is full combo. So again, standard, let's speed it up a little bit. You could go a little heavier on like Yang Zing's, run the Yang Zing counter trap, path, or pillars, no, pillars, yeah, pillars. You could. I guess you're just adding in more bricks to the deck, if that makes any sense. So again, the standard combos with Yazi, special summon one of the Tennis. I guess you could go for Monk, the Link 1 in the extra deck, to maybe make more use of Vishuda or, you know, the other Tennis. So that's definitely an option. You know, just give the deck more options if you don't have your rank 7 play ready. Again, standard, drop Savage, have Barrel Knife, Savage with triple negation, search the Nemesis, again an old school combo, I guess if you can call it a combo, and Colossus is still legal. Yes, we love that. And I do have an extender here, so Birth, you know, because it was searched by Unicorn before. Of course, your opening hand of, let's say, Unicorn and Fenrir is like nuts. You can, like, you know, normal summon Fenrir with Birth, search the one of the Warrior one, the level 4. Keep in mind that the level 4 locks you into Exceeds if you use its effect. So most of the time you're just using it as like an extender here for this deck, that is. So this is, I guess, the Dragoonity, what is it, hero lifts from the deck, and I just let everything go. Fenrir just banishes face down, and now we can finally, you know, start zone locking the opponent. I guess depending on the matchup, you could either, you know, zone lock the monster zones or the spells and trap zones. Against Pendulums, you want to banish both, you know, the outer spell and trap card zones, you know, block them from basically using the Pendulum skills. Again, ridiculous that Kashtira, you know, basically nukes a full mechanic, right? So again, standby phase, get more pluses. More pluses, yes, Surge the Trap. I believe for more of a controls-based deck, I could see myself keeping the trap, and there is Mind Hacker. So look at my opponent's extra deck, banish one face down. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter here in this situation, but again, it triggers your Shangri-La, right? The card is banished face down, so you can start zone locking your opponent, and of course, banishing, you know, cards face down from your opponent's main deck. So it basically, you know, neuters your opponent's main deck as well. So if your opponent is on, let's say, like branded or whatever, or like a branded package, you could potentially banish that Albus from their main deck face down. So again, really cool. For now. Yeah, speaking of Albus, so again, going second, like this going second, that is okay. Problem here is that, again, as soon as you use level 4, what is it, Riseheart, you lock yourself into Exceeds. So it's not, you know, your full combo. So that's why it's just fine, I feel, as a one-off. But this is cool, you know, Birth, getting back Fenrir, use the search, and then this is, I guess, okay-ish. You have Called By, you have Maxx C, potential Fenrir Disruption, plus you have Shangri-La Zone Lock and Shangri-La Special Summon during your opponent's standby phase. And that will probably Special Summon Unicorn from the deck, which, again, also banishes stuff from your opponent face down. So opponent activated the monster effect, so we can banish the Bestial quite nicely. We don't Ash that, right? It just keep Ash for Branded Fusion. There is Unicorn, so 2 potential interruptions here. Aluber is fine. We can use Fenrir and Unicorn in this situation. So banish one face-up card from my opponent. Let's just keep Aluber face-up, doesn't really matter. And then Unicorn can banish a card from my opponent's extra deck face down. We see Super Poly targets, so we get rid of those. And start zone locking the opponent. Yep, that's nice. Okay, so again, only have... Now my board is kind of weak-ish. The Ash was kept. Worst case scenario, it's a Call By set, because it was set there before, and it is. So, okay, the game is not over yet. But again, my opponent is on the clock with those timers. If he's not able to get rid of Shangri-La, the Exceed, I'll just keep zone locking him until, you know, he scoops. And this is again one of the few duels where it actually turns into a duel. Because again, it's not the Tomahawk shenanigans combo, the one we've seen before. Keep in mind that Birth also has like a beneficial effect that when your opponent, what is it, activates a spell, you can banish up to 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard face down. So that also triggers Shangri-La. Starring Venom had me worried a little bit, but again, it doesn't matter. I'm not so sure what the other 2 cards in hand are. And yeah, very nicely attacking over Shangri-La, but as you know, when it's like destroyed, you can just detach and it will remain face up on the field. Also nice. Last example again. Yes. Okay, so again, any level 7s equals full combo. Kind of, you know, crappy that you're drawing that Yang Zing one, but again, you're not using your normal summon that much. So it's kind of unfortunate that, you know, you have to, you know... That could have been another card, because again, you know, Denglong special summons your level 1 Yang Zing from the deck. So Denglong hits, and I believe this is just going to be scoop phase eventually. Yeah. So it's a fun deck. It's really a fun deck. Sadly, not Kashtira full power just yet. But it will come. It will come eventually. I think the pack is worth it. You know, it has a lot of good cards. Fenrir is staple against, at least for most decks, against like Floodgates as well. But I like this one. I really like it. So again, all suggestions are definitely welcome. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like. If you enjoyed the video, big thumbs out. Peace.